Yo, what is happening, people? Happy early Thanksgiving or holiday week to those of you here in the US with me. And for everybody else, it's just your normal Tuesday, just your normal week. It's been a little crazy, guys. I gotta say, it's been an up and down last couple of weeks in crypto, in Splinterlands, probably in life. Um, Lots of uncertainty out there. Lots of uncertainty. That's for sure. But one thing I do appreciate in the spirit of Thanksgiving is the fact that I get to come on here a couple times a week and hang out with you guys and just talk Splinterlands, just talk game, just talk investment, just talk whatever you guys want to talk about. That is never ever lost on me. So to start off the stream, hopefully in a really positive manner, thank you guys for hanging out with me. It means the world because this, as I've said many times before, this YouTube channel, this whole foray into Aftersound gaming, right, is probably one of the happiest accidents that has happened to me over the past couple of years, especially following the pandemic. So I appreciate you all. That's all. And I hope we have a good stream today, and I hope we continue to have awesome streams throughout the next couple of months here as we close out 2022. And that's not to say I won't continue streaming in 2023. Of course I will. But I'm just trying to look ahead to hopefully what will be, despite everything, a fun holiday season for everybody, no matter where you are in the world. And whether you celebrate or not, I generally feel like the last 6 weeks of the year are a little bit more positive. There's a little bit more just empathy, understanding, patience between folks. So I'm looking forward to that. So cheers to anybody else that has a beverage with them this morning. Okay, it looks like they are going to go. It looks like they're going to go into maintenance in about 25 minutes. So I don't know if there's anything we need to do on here, but we can figure that out in a little bit. So let's say hello to some folks. We got Andrew Johnston in the house. What is up? JB, good morning. Mexico versus Poland. Oh, yeah, man. So the first game, Argentina and Saudi Arabia, that first game every morning is like 4 a.m. for me. So I'm not going to be able to wake up for it. I like checked the score of Denmark-Tunisia when I woke up, but it didn't seem like much was happening. The Mexico and Poland game seems like it should be a good one, but obviously I'm going to be streaming here, and so I'll probably tune in for France and Australia a little bit later today. So that should hopefully be fun. But yeah, some big upsets already in World Cup. The U.S. yesterday with a tie. I saw that they were up 1-0, so I didn't see what I missed the second half of the game just because of life, but I am curious to see how this all plays out. How are you guys doing with, or how are you guys feeling about World Cup right now? Are you guys tuning in? Is it something you care about? Who's your team? Let me know. All right, hold on. Got somebody else scamming me again. All right. So Alex, good morning. You sell all the GLX you can before it's back to 4 cents. Yes, I have been selling 50-50, which is actually more than I initially told you guys I would be. Before everything started, I think I said I was going to do like 25, 75, right? I would sell 25 and keep 75. But it just seems so hot with folks in Mav chat just pumping it up like crazy and people buying at ridiculous multiples of what I believe the value should be. Yeah, I upped it to a 50-50 sell, and maybe in the future I'll reduce it. If we get back down to the 4 cent, 2 cent range, maybe I'll reduce it then to only sell 25% or whatever the case is. But for now, it's all right, and I'm happy with it. I got my ice cream money, so I'm good to go. Hi Nguyen, what's going on? Hello Nguyen. I don't know how to say the last name. Apologize. Swapping GLX for vouchers, very cool. I know a lot of people are swapping GLX for SPS, which isn't a bad idea either. I have completely withdrawn it, actually. So have a great holiday time, everyone. Good to see you here at Gathering the Magic. All right, so JB saying, got my first reward chest and decrops set up for the next one too. Hopefully better results next time. There you go. Yeah, that game is interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I am, I'm just playing. I'm not putting anything else extra into it. I bought a bunch of beta packs during the pre-sale so that I could get the corn. And outside from that, I'm using the funds from the holding rewards to just continue reinvesting back into the game. So to me, that's been good so far. And then, if at some point I want to cash out on that kind of larger investment that I made, which was the oh gosh, what's it called? Which was the beta packs, then I can. Right now, obviously, if I sell, I'm going to sell at a loss. But I would say that having the corn there, I don't know how much corn is even valued at, but I wonder if the corn kind of offsets a little bit of it. Oh no, am I having internet issues again? So I could sell the corn for almost 100 hive, which is what, like $30 right now. So yeah, nah, it wasn't really worth it. Yeah, I'm already hearing some weird stuff with the music in my headset. So I can tell you that I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm hardwired in. This sucks. So I apologize, but the stream will go on and on, as Celine Dion says. So. And that's because of so if I cut out for a second, don't worry, the stream won't exit or close down because I'm running it through this third-party service that I like to use to have other people on. So it'll be there, and it's just a matter of my internet catching up. All right, so what's going on, Red Ted? What's going on, JB? Oh, you said ESPN? Oh, you're watching on ESPN? Yeah, I thought about having it in the background, and maybe I still will. I don't know. I got this nice big old screen next to me over here, but I don't want to be distracted while I'm talking to you guys. All right, so I think I'm getting scammed here, but I'm not sure. I get these messages saying that like my Walmart delivery has arrived and they're trying to get me to like track stuff, and I'm just like, I didn't order anything from Walmart. And they're just sending me links to be like, here, click here to track your thing. Click here to see a package of to picture of your delivery. So I'm pretty sure that is not going to be worth my time. And if anything, will be detrimental to what I'm trying to do with my day. But that is a random aside. So yes, GLX is down to 14 cents. So for those who bought in like the 28 cent range, it was even above 30 cents for a bit. You've already lost half your money. I hope you were able to make it up with the crazy returns. But if you guys noticed, I actively did not make GLX content. GLX was like way too hyped in my opinion. And I made the decision because I wanted to talk about it, and I was talking about it on stream, but I didn't want to make a video covering the APRs or any of that, because I just like, the last thing I want to do is be hyping it up when stuff like this is going to happen. I don't know how people feel. Maybe people were able to get their returns, but I don't know. I wanted to stay away from that. I'm happy I did, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to stay up. I was hoping that it would stay up at like 30 cents for a while, and I was willing to like not be the one talking about it, right, and just selling my GLX every day. But yeah, it's the fact that it's down to 14 cents now is a little disappointing, but it's just kind of what's happening with the broader market. Bitcoin dipped down below 16K. It's back above, so that's good news, but it did dip below 16K for a bit. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. All right, so Key, am I saying that right? This is another new person on the stream. Hello. They want fixed current overflow of cards by releasing soulbound rewards cards. Yes. What are your thoughts on that, guys? So I put out the video last night, my 5 biggest takeaways, which there were so many comments. That was a longer video too, because there's a lot to cover, but there was a lot of comments, and I haven't finished going through all of them, but I figure we can talk through some of the thoughts that people are having here. What is good, Butters? So good to see you. Hope you're not holding too much GLX. I am holding half of whatever I've been given so far, and I have been very happy to sell out of the other half. Gather the Magic saying there is a big controversy over soulbound rewards cards. A lot of comments in my channel about it, either very for or very against. Okay, Gather the Magic, how do you feel about it? How do people feel about Soulbound cards, because there's like a lot of the comments that I got were very negative or very against it, I should say, which is going to be normal, right? The people who don't like where something is going, they're going to be the ones who speak up. But I'm curious to know how many people actually like it. And I think in the video, I said that I like it, even though I'm now, nothing's changed for me, but I can understand the perspective as I'm hearing different opinions that come in through the comments. Battle Beast, what up? Butters, most people lost money on that with the price inflated so high. Yeah, I know, it sucks. I just hope they didn't get wrecked. And I hope anybody who did that understood the value of, or understood the long-term perspective that someone like Gene Pool is taking, right? Like Gene Pool wants to get like a million, multi-millions amounts of tokens. And so I don't think for him, he needs to be ROI positive now, next week, next month, or even next year. But for me, I'm super de-risked right now. And so I just didn't want to take any kind of chance with that. I said, I'm getting this stuff for free. It's literally money printed out of thin air. And so I'm going to take some of that and turn it into real money. So GLX will go back down to 2 to 3 cents eventually, but in the meantime is a great time to stack GLX long-term. Only 200 million tokens after a year compared to 1 billion SPS. Unless, Gathering the Magic, they announce another or multiple other games launching within the next year, and those start eating into the 1.4 billion tokens set aside. So SPR Stoner, what's going on? I think I dislike Soulbound rewards cards. I play this game because I want to own my assets. So here's the cool thing about this, SPR. You still own your assets. Okay. I know this is going to hurt. People are going to feel like they're just nerfing the rewards, but whatever you paid for, meaning cards that you bought, Rift Watchers, Dice, Chaos Legion, Untamed, like whatever those cards are that you paid money for, you still own them. So that is not changing. You're just no longer receiving assets within the game that are sellable. So just something to keep in mind. There seems to be a very strong perspective shift that the company is pushing. And I would say that the space overall probably needs to push towards. And I've talked about this previously, right? Where it's like, it's not play to earn anymore. It's asset ownership. You own whatever you buy, rather than something like a Fortnite, which I commonly use as an example, rather than something like a Fortnite where you pay for stuff in game and you don't own it. And if you ever want to close your account or you decide to stop playing the game, you can't sell out of it. You can't recover any cost, whether it's gone up or down. So I fundamentally disagree with that specific argument. I'm not saying that you can't dislike Soulbound rewards cards, but if you're saying that you dislike them because you play this game because you want to own your assets, well, the good news is, and I hope you can see it from this perspective, is anything you spend money on in the game, you own. You will continue to own. So that to me, and I say this with full empathy and love. I'm not trying to tear you down. I'm saying that is an invalid argument to why you should dislike Soulbound reward cards. Get what I'm saying? Because anything you spend money on in the game, you should own. But in terms of earning other cards and having those be some kind of value that you can sell for or extract in the game, I don't think that it's a bad move. But that's my perspective on it, and just wanted to share that with you. All right, Stever, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. So, Al-Rashid, I was one that does not like the idea of Soulbound cards. And good morning, Al-Rashid. You brought up some great stuff, man. I love chatting with you, and I love I love how you end your rants with something like, "All right, I'm just ranting now, all love." Then that's all it is, dude. I love comments like yours because I'm just like, we can agree to disagree or agree to agree, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, I think we all want what's best for the game. And a lot of people who are just like, oh, like this is the last straw, whatever. I like my comments to them when I ask them like, so what's your plan? Are you exiting? I'm not trying to throw shade. It's just like people keep talking about last straws, and I'm not saying that the team has not done things that should be disappointing. I think Splinterlands, just speaking candidly, I think Splinterlands has not fulfilled a lot of the expectations that people have had over the past year, over the past 18 months since, a majority of folks got in. So when people are like, yeah, that's it, I'm leaving, or that's it, I don't really like this anymore. I'm just like, okay, well, what's your plan? Because I'm just curious from like a market research perspective. Are you leaving the game? Are you selling your assets? Is this it, right? Or do you want to stick around? So Steve is saying, I like the idea of soulbound rewards, but want it to not be on the gold cards. So if you win a gold card, you should still be able to sell those. Interesting. I love the idea of soulbound. The people that grind get rewarded. If you don't play as much, you won't get as high level. Maybe you get legendary soulbound, kind of a flex. This does make things interesting. Think about all the people who have like top decks or high value cards that can just rent their deck out, not play, right? So think about this from a market perspective. And I thought about covering this in a video, but I've just been lazy and busy. But think about the fact that you got a bunch of people who like have champ level cards or whatever the case is, and they don't need to play to get something like a Countess Shinesh or a Jin O'Shaughnessy or a Venator Kinjo. They could just rent their cards out, earn a crap ton of money, right, from renting their cards out, and then go buy them for super cheap off the market. Well. Now, if they want to have those cards, because they do value playing the game, right? So now they got to play, or they got to have their bot play, which does what? It takes those cards off the market. So I actually see this as being something very positive for card values to a certain extent. Now, is there still an argument to be made that there's way too many cards in the ecosystem? Sure. But I think since May, they have been they've been taking some proper steps to reduce that, right? And obviously now one of the biggest steps is going to be burning Chaos Legion packs. But the fact is that many people, including myself, still don't have a maxed Chaos Legion deck. I'm not playing in Diamond. I'm not playing in Champion. So I still want some cards. I don't want them to be burned yet. And I don't want to pay more than whatever the going rate is for them now. In fact, I want them to continue to drop. So it's funny. There's always this dichotomy of people who are just like, oh, we need, there's too many cards in the game, but there's also, we need more players. And I get it. Like human psychology is so messed up where it's just like when you see an asset going up, people ape in. But when it's actually a good time to get in, which would be now, people don't come through, right? But really, it's just like, well, if you want new players to come and stick around, then we have to find that equilibrium. We have to make a choice where do we want new players to come in and it'd be a similar situation to last year where it's just like, oh, if I want to play the game, I got to throw down like $5,000 just to play in silver? Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't think that I want to do that. Or do we do something where right now it costs $600 or whatever it costs to play in silver, right? It's much cheaper to get in. And therefore, it's much more accessible to those also ever elusive new players that we want. So I don't know what the correct answer to that is. I just think that people have literally said diametrically opposed viewpoints within the same paragraph, right? It's like we want new players, but we also want asset prices to rise. So it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to pick one, and I think that those are fundamentally fighting against one another in many ways. So Gather Magic, 100 million GLX per future partnerships. They said 50 to 100 million, but yes. And the reason I say 50 is because they said that it's set aside for that 1.4 billion is going to be good for anywhere between 14 to 28 projects. So, excuse me. I like Soulbound rewards. Battle Pass is going to be full of positives for the game. We don't have a Battle Pass yet, so hopefully Weirdbeard can push for that in all of his upcoming meetings. They need so JB saying they need a different burn mechanism for cards, burn enough common cards for a new skin, and the skin has value, like a +1 health. Oh, that'd be interesting. I am going to give my hot take again. I don't think there are too many cards. I think if everybody who's currently playing wanted to play in Diamond Plus or Champion, there wouldn't be enough cards. So how many people are happy where they're at, whether you're playing in Bronze, Silver, or Gold? I can tell you that I'm happy because my wallet is happy, but I'm not happy because I want to be competing at the highest levels. So, I just don't think that I don't think there's enough cards to go around if everybody wants to play at the highest levels. Skins need to be unique, not just unlocked and usable. What's up, Anna? Haven't seen you in a while. Soulbound rewards are just silly. Creates too big of a hurdle for new players. Well, that's one of the things I mentioned in the video last night. It's just like, if I wanted to come into the game now, and I think the example that I use, like Elmo Cambio or Kraken or Ruler of the Seas, right? If I wanted to, yeah, it's expensive, but I could buy my way to the top. In the future, people won't even have the option to buy their way to the top. So does that then remove part of the incentive for high value spenders, right? People who want to come in, start playing at the highest levels because they have the money to do so. Whereas now, maybe some folks, my hope is that the new player mindset will be, oh, okay, there's this whole proof of time element. And it's like, yeah, I can't compete at the highest levels now, but I know that if I start today, that whoever starts tomorrow or next month or next year, I'm going to be ahead of them, right? Because my deck will be better because I was around. So just have them locked for an X amount of time after receiving them. That could be interesting. Also, those unlucky ones will never get some of them. Okay, that's what I was just talking about. NCon, what's going on? Anna says, and create a mandatory grind, which creates a mandatory grind, which made me quit at least a couple of big games so far, like World of Warcraft. Interesting. Now, I never played World of Warcraft, if you guys can believe it. It's not earning if they aren't mine. You are earning SPS, though, which is in the absolute gutter. So I understand the frustration. And the whole idea of like earning assets that, should appreciate in value over time. I get that. We have enough Soulbound cards in guilds. Yeah, someone else had mentioned that they feel like they should have just kept Soulbound stuff to guilds only. Soulbound cards are yours and yours only. If people want to sell their account, Soulbound cards will be a big part of the value. Yeah, I don't like the idea of selling accounts. There's going to be way too much scamming going on. Yeah, create a big security risk on account selling. Yep, I agree. Maybe some Soulbound and some assets we can earn. That can never go wrong, right? So I'm selling most of my GLX. I was selling some DEC before it took a nosedive. Rentals have been so-so. Yeah, indeed, rentals have really been so-so. Just a silly idea. I kind of wish that I had sold more GLX, but the problem is I'm not buying. I'm not planning on buying GLX for a while. I should be more specific than that. A couple months, if I were, and only if it drops down to like 2 cents again or something. I'm selling everything personally. Too many delays, lack of communication, and priorities for my taste. This is just an investment vehicle, and land will be an ROI, no fun gameplay. Interesting. Well, Ade, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, speaking up about that and letting me know. My question then for you is, what are you going to do with all that capital, right? You're going to sell a bunch of assets within the game. Are you keeping anything just to hedge your bets? Are you completely done with it? Is there a greener grass somewhere else? Is there another game maybe we should know about that maybe you want to shill here that is interesting, or you find the team or community to have a better focus, direction, and vibe? So yeah, just some questions of curiosity as you exit. So Arup is saying, I had another take to the Soulbound cards. How do you guys like the idea of having an option to enchant the card with DEC SPS to make it tradable one? I did think about that too, Arup. And to Anna, your point earlier, there's an idea of what if you're able to sell them after they go out of print? That could be interesting too. That doesn't fully disincentivize bots, because then you can still have a bunch of bots that like collect these accounts and then they can sell them for higher later. But it's definitely an option where after they're out of print, or maybe you only have the ability to sell them after you have a max copy yourself. I don't know. But then again, that really just benefits a lot of the top accounts. But Arup, this is an interesting concept too, because then it's like, okay, well, you can pay a fee, burn a voucher, burn some DEC or whatever the case is, in order to make that card sellable, but maybe only when you have a max copy, right? And so what's going to be interesting then is actually rewards cards would have a floor level price. Because imagine they charged you, I don't know, like regardless of the, like, imagine this, regardless of the rarity, right? Just to unlock a card from being soulbound to sellable, they allowed you, and I'm just talking about rewards cards, not Gladiator. But let's say they charged you like 1,000 DEC. You'd have to burn 1,000 DEC to do something like that. Well, that value goes to the economy. That value goes towards the SPS stakeholders. And more importantly, that creates a pretty solid floor price for those rewards cards. Because just imagine, even the common ones would then, like, if you're going to pay 1,000 DEC, you want to make sure you're earning more than 1,000 DEC. And that's roughly $1 at peg. So can you imagine all of the common rewards cards going for more than $1, right? Per, well, I guess it's not really per BCX, but you get my point, right? I would think that they should only be sellable after they are max level. That's my quick thought on it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's just where my head is going. So Bobby, what's going on? Good morning. That could be interesting. Arup. So Steve says, I like the idea of a game where the idea is you grind out for a long time if you want to make money. I mean, I've been here for 5 years, and first 2 we didn't make money. Yeah, we still got a lot of investors here, Stever, myself included, right? Like I've been able to make the mental shift over to just being a player and earn money elsewhere within the ecosystem. So I literally don't even check to see how much SPS I get per battle, because, like, I mean, sometimes I will, but it's not like a driving factor. For me, I like the game, and I like the idea of like earning assets or earning SPS, whatever, over time, and advancing and progressing within the game. But I think a lot of people are still in the mindset of where they were last year, where Axie Infinity promised you could make like $25 a day playing this game. And, the bear market is proving very much that you can't. So I'm okay with that. There's still a lot of people to wash out. And I don't mean to say that negatively, right? But there's a lot of people who are sticking around because they believe this game can make them significant amount of money just by playing it. And I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think that if you play and you stick around long enough, the value is going to be owning your assets, which have the potential, and we got to make sure we put that in bold, have the potential to increase in value over time. So Anna's saying you can have less cards and get new players. Just do the battle pass thing, least specific. I love the battle pass idea. How Weirdbeard is able to get it. So Tilly Tots is saying Chaos Pack should not have been burnt. Sell them for 2 years while they're still in Modern. I don't see harm in it other than people complaining that their card value is not going up. Exactly, Tilly Tots. I'm not for the burning of Chaos Packs because I want to continue earning them through chests, and I want to continue, leveling up my deck slowly and steadily. Although the price to max out my deck has gone down significantly now. So I kind of hope the market stays a little depressed for a bit. So Yuki, what's going on, Yuki? I am buying SPS and all other rewards cards. Very cool. Oh, all the older rewards cards, cool. I've been trying to put it out there. Commented in your video too. There we go. Get the magic. What's up, Jobby? So SPR Stoner. Sorry, I'm good with lower asset prices as long as I own them. New players is the absolute most important thing that the game should be focused on. Okay. See, I love this question now, and I'm not trying to dunk on you, SPR, but I want to ask you very specifically: why do we need new players? Just why? Why do we need new players? Simple question. And anybody else who believes this, that the game should be focusing on new players, tell me why you think we need new players. So Yuki saying new players will come when the asset prices keep rising. They are not decoupled. I don't disagree. What's up, Sean Michael? Good to see you here. Graham Farrell. I think this is another new name. What's going on? Will you be able to rent out our Soulbound rewards cards? Ooh, that could get interesting. Actually, that would be okay. Come on, guys. You know that this is a phenomenal question and one that we need to get answered. How did nobody think to ask this during the town hall yesterday? Because at least then you could still get some income out of it. It could still be an income producing asset for you. And if they're so limited, That's kind of awesome. It adds value to your specific account because people who come into the game later may not have access to it, but they can rent it out from you. All right, so Seaver's saying, I just don't agree with the idea that new players shouldn't have to keep putting money into the game. You think that new players should continue to put money? So interesting to see how many players in silver, gold that would like to see cheap cards packs to level their decks across all splinters. I wouldn't mind that. So why just because you are new do you need to get free cards? Yeah, Steve. I mean, it's tough. I think bull market really messed a lot of people up. I think a key is spending from profits on luck and infusion of external funds. We gotta be careful with the luck thing though. I think for legal reasons. So Steve says, I just don't see how them being soulbound will be a big deal. My account that is farming with $150 is keeping cards to use them, not selling them for a penny or two. Smart move. Jobby Santos saying hi to Sean. I only have GLX that was airdropped and not stacking it and staking. I think that's a smart move. Again, it's just free money. You can choose to realize it now. You can choose to realize it later. Does anyone play Woo game? Frags, there's no game yet for Woo is my understanding, but I do own some packs and I do own some tokens. Licenses are 866. I know this is kind of insane to me that licenses are so low. What up, Merlin's Matrix? Good to see you. Frags Mania, hello. So Ade is saying, okay, hard to say. I have a barrier with getting money into crypto, so I might keep it on the sidelines. But right now, I see the stock market as a much better return with all the craziness happening now. Bro, I hope you are right. I think, personally, not financial advice, but I think crypto has broken now. But the Fed doesn't even care about crypto. They're trying to break something in the stock market. So I don't think that the stock market is the best place. In a bull market, cash is trash. And in a bear market, cash is king. I'm not saying that you should only keep cash or that there's not good investments out there, but I don't think, you know what's crazy? I don't think we felt max pain yet. And trust me, it hurts right now, but I don't think we felt max pain yet. So Stever, it would increase the selling pressure on SPS since bot farms would no longer be able to sell cards. I don't think that's a good thing for the game long term. I mean, I think that's fine. I'm so for these bot farms just piecing out. And I know that's going to bring the daily active player base down to about 5,000, but I'm cool with that because I would rather grow organically than have some kind of artificial system put in. So out of print doesn't make sense. Maybe make them available after 50% minted. Wait, why doesn't out of print make sense? And why is 50% better? I need more of an explanation, Anna. So exactly what I was thinking. This would help us burn DEC and SPS. Yep. Bot farms already sell their SPS. Yep. So instead of fixed amount of rewards cards, just print them for like 6 months, then rotate new ones in, put them on a set schedule, like new card sets. That could be interesting. 0 Lux cards for sale. I think that's a bug. Let's see. Is maintenance? Oh, maintenance is up. But this happened the other day too, where you couldn't see it. But if you looked at the gold ones and then flip back to regular, you'd be able to see them. So I'll sheet exactly so. More bots would be started and more SPS would be sold. And I suspect that's why the team likes this idea to sell more spellbooks to bots. I don't think so. Wait, if they're going to reduce the overall earnings by now, rewards cards don't even have value either, at least not now, maybe in the future. I don't think that incentivizes bots. I mean, unless these bots think that they can sell accounts in the future, but I don't know. So Stever's saying, at this point, some botters might choose to sell cards to pay for rentals. They might stack SPS and keep it staked. Yeah. Crypto Beavers saying a mix of soulbound cards and tradable cards could be the answer. I mean, they're going to try it, right? Keep in mind that Splinterlands is on the cutting edge of this stuff. There's no other game trying to do what they're trying to do right now. And that's not to say that they should be excused or forgiven for every misstep they take, but I think that there should be some understanding and a little bit of patience, and a lot of respectful yelling from the sidelines, right? Like if we don't agree with something, we should be letting them know that the community either likes or doesn't like this respectfully. but they're not going to get it right. And that's okay, because they're the first ones doing it. And I think it's actually kind of cool to be part of a project, whether you're heavily invested or just along for the ride. Game down for maintenance. Thank you. All right. So Dice is saying, I like earning extra cards fine with Soulbound, but also need a way to unbound vouchers preferably. That would be an interesting use case given to vouchers. That's for sure. Soulbound doesn't make sense anywhere in the game. Even Gilded ones should be guild bound. Anna, you're really passionate about this. I think that I respectfully disagree. I think we need to push back towards some kind of soulbound, because this game is, the moment you make it where everything is tradable and everything is an asset that has value on a marketplace, you get exactly what happened last year. Crazy amount of bots and exploits. People will find them. And there will always be things that are exploitable. People will always find them. And they may not always be profitable, but when they do become profitable, you can expect hundreds of thousands of bots to come in and take advantage. Battle Pass. When Battle Pass? I have no idea, but I would not expect it for the next 6 months. I mean, hopefully sooner, but they got a lot of stuff on their plate. When the Chaos Pack burning starts, how much of an effect will it have on pack prices? I don't know, Gather the Magic. I think there's still too many packs in some people's minds, so it may not move the market, but who knows? All right, so Mice Mao, am I saying that right? New players are needed on silver gameplay. Fresh sources of FOMO and income. They provide demand on lower BCX assets. Okay. So I don't think SPR answered my question, right? Oh, here we go. New players are needed for the longevity of the game, but it should also help SPS and DEC helping investors. But I think playable decks should remain affordable. Okay, so this is what I love talking about, because to me this is separate. As a player, we don't need new people in the game. We don't need new players. And I put out that tweet, and then Hawks made a video about it, my hot take. But that's exactly why. In order for me to play the game right now, whether somebody buys a spell book and starts playing tomorrow doesn't matter to me. It does not change my game experience. It could potentially make the game way more expensive for me. And as a player, I don't like that. I don't want new players to come in. I know this is so counterintuitive and this is so counter to what the community's saying, but I don't want new players to come in. I don't want them to burn chaos packs, because I want to get mine, right? As a player, not as an investor. I want to get mine. I want to max out my deck, and I want to do it for as cheaply as possible. And new players coming in are going to ruin that experience for me. They're going to make it much more difficult. Now, that's me speaking as a player. And that's my hot take, is that if you're playing the game as a game, then you don't want new players. Now, if you're playing this game or you're involved in this game as an investor, yeah, you want more people to come in, because at the end of the day, it's like a Ponzi, right? More people come in, they buy up stuff. And you being here early get the dump on them, right? So I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that I don't want new players to come in, at least now for a while, because I want to max out my chaos deck for a couple $100, not a couple thousand. So that's why I don't think new players are needed right now. Now, when you talk about new players are needed for the longevity of the game, I can understand that part. But my thought process is the team has a phenomenal community right now, which is actually a little bit on edge, right? The community is not very happy with a lot of the direction that the team has gone. So my thought process is deliver on what you promised, exactly like they said. Give us what we've been asking for, and we will gladly continue to spend money within the game, right? Like, I will continue to keep buying stuff if they continue to deliver, or if they deliver on all their promises. If they get land out, Rooney, all this stuff. It's just like, yeah, why wouldn't I keep playing this game and putting more money into it? Because here is the beautiful thing, and I'm going to tie this all up in a bow and wrap and tie it back with what we were talking about earlier. When I buy something in the game, I own it, right? Yes, the team is going to get their cut, and there's going to be revenue involved there, whatever the case is, but I own it. I think that's amazing, right? So therefore, when I spend money in the game, part of it is I'm just buying something that I own. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to continue spending money in the game and it's just this sink like a Fortnite, right? I just keep on spending money every month or spending money every week. It's oh, there's something else coming out there. I want to own it. So sorry, that was a little long-winded. But I'm just having fun with you guys. This is all love. I'm not trying to tear down your perspectives. I'm just trying to give you mine, and hopefully we can find somewhere in the middle to meet and be happy, which is a pipe dream. But I love you all no matter what. All right. So a day saying a game can / should be is something everyone wants to play. People want to watch. People want to own and enjoy alone with friends. There's a cost to maintenance, so we need new interest to continue. Again, I fundamentally disagree with that. Again, and I'm just talking about basic fundamentals that we don't need that. If, like there's this concept for like artists and creators, 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly. And it's like, as a musician, I really appreciated this because it's like, if you can find 1,000 people to pay X amount per year, they can essentially fund your career for the rest of your life, right? And so when I put this towards something like Splinterlands, they have a very, very engaged community and player base and customer base, right? At the end of the day, that's what we are, it's customers. If they continue to entertain me, if they continue to put stuff out that I love, I will continue buying it. And therefore, I will continue paying the company to continue entertaining me. And I'm not saying that, that's the best kind of business plan. Of course, I want them to grow. But I just think that their focus now, which they've said is going to be a great move to refocus on delivering what they've promised. Because if and when they do that, I will continue to buy more stuff in the game. And I'm sure I won't be the only one. All right, so I'm getting really behind on the chat. I apologize, guys. I'm just having fun with this. So my smile, the progression being uniform, new players make a sustainable ecosystem. There needs to be a constant demand on old assets if new assets are created. So SPR Stoner saying more pain is coming. I know, man. I know. Why do I hate you, Alex? I don't hate you. Where did I say that I hate you? I think you bring a lot of fun to the stream. JB saying you can't grow organically unless there's a reason for people to come play. People leave organically, need motivation to increase player base. Or you just create a system where nobody wants to leave because it's so freaking good. Am I talking about a perfect world? Probably a little bit. But here's the thing. If you make something so good that your retention is so high, you're going to get people organically through that. New people organically through that. Is it worth KYC to kill bot farms? Bot farms need to go. I'm for KYC. I mean, I don't want the entire game to be KYC, but I think KYC is going to be important for any outside capital. And I'm not talking about players, but I'm talking about like sponsors, partnerships, all that to come in. Bot farms, gonna sell accounts. This is the way. You high stoner, don't hate the farms. I mean, I don't hate bot farms, but I don't mind if they go either. I don't mind if the team continues to disincentivize the exploitative nature that they have. And again, I view bot farms, or bot farmers, I should say, as really smart. They figured out how to make real money in this game, while the rest of us were here just complaining about the fact that they were making real money. So to me, they're smart. And, you can look at it as ethical, moral, whatever the case is, but they played within the terms of service and they killed it. And guess what? You and we didn't. So it is what it is. All right. So the thing we need players to just enjoy the game, and the idea of owning your own cards, just like any TCG. Agreed. And I think they're going to make this move towards like a Magic the Gathering type of thing. Or cards. I like the idea to unbound for voucher. Great idea. So you can rent or sell. That would be phenomenal. I like the idea of renting, because at the very least, then it's like, oh, well, I'm going to keep playing because someday in a year, 2 years, somebody's not going to have access to a Jin O'Shaughnessy, for example, right? And obviously that's not one of the cards that's going to be soulbound, but it's like they're going to want to rent it for whatever reason. And, there's going to be some value there. Or even better, I'll get to use it on land or stake it in tower defense or whatever other games that they have coming out. All right, so Stever's saying the real problem is too many are looking at this like it is an investment or a way to make a living. Agreed. That was the whole play to earn movement, which play to earn, I believe, is dying. And if it's not dead yet, I think 2023 is going to kill it. So this whole perspective shift to asset ownership, I think is going to be a good move. And what's going to suck is that 2024, 2025, 2026, they're going to roll around and there's going to be some kind of like craziness. Maybe Illuvium launches, maybe some new game comes through, whatever the case is. And everyone's going to be like, wait, holy crap, I can make $100 a day just playing this game. And then play to earn V 2.0 is going to be there until we get another bear market crash. But I like the idea of asset ownership. I think that's the way to look at it. Wild Hog is in the house. What is going on, man? So good to see you here once again. Graham saying love Weirdbeard. I think that's what you meant. Love Weed BW. I'm assuming it's Weirdbeard, but yes, Weirdbeard is awesome. He and I have had several private conversations, both through like Discord and then obviously at Splinterfest. And I love where he's coming from because he doesn't give a shit about the tokenomics. He doesn't care about the market and like the whole DeFi element of the game. He just wants to create a fun game. And I think that's what we need the most right now. And I'm not saying that he's the only person to do it. And I'm not saying that he has, all of his ideas are the best way to go about it. But I do think that because of the fact that he's not a crypto bro, he doesn't care about the DeFi stuff. He actually has the purest kind of motivation to create something that people just love. And again, I'm not saying that all of his ideas are the best, but I think that they are all valid in terms of being something that should be put on the table to be discussed. And I'm glad that I was able to have that conversation with him on Sunday. So Ade, are there any crypto play to earn projects that require useful work to bot? Kind of like the older mining projects that replaced mining with ML? I don't know. I'm really bad. I was exploring a lot more before in terms of other projects, but I've just seen everything kind of crash and burn to a certain extent. I was in DeFi Kingdoms for a bit. I was in StepN. Actually, I'm still doing StepN every day, oddly enough, even though GST is like at the floor. But I don't know. I really don't know what's going on out there. So, don't listen to me. I just always trying to disclaim my qualifications on this channel. I'm like, I don't know why you guys come here and hang out with me, but I don't know what I'm talking about, nor am I doing the research around the rest of the market. But, hopefully what I'm excited for personally is Bulldog getting back into content creation full time, because I discovered some interesting stuff through him, and I feel like he's at a level where games are reaching out to him. Actually, I've had several games reach out to me, but I'm just not interested right now. But he's at a level where games are reaching out to him, and he's doing these sponsorships and stuff. So there might be some interesting stuff on his channel coming up soon. I hope, obviously, situation sucks with where the team was at. So I think Bulldog is such an asset to the community, and I hope that he sticks around, and I hope he's able to I hope he's able to succeed with whatever he's trying to do next, because he seems like a really cool dude, and I did get to meet him at Splinterfest, and just want him to land not just on his feet, but like hit the ground running type of thing. All right, so lots of stuff on the plate and half the staff to do it with. Yeah, let's see, what can I talk about here? I just had an internal meeting with the team, so I need to actually probably be even more careful now. I'm actually bullish on the lean, mean, or less is more kind of approach. I think the team, I don't know this for sure, right? Because I'm still on the outside for most of it. I'm just a contractor. But from what I see, from what I've seen, it seems as though there's a renewed focus on making sure that they, as a company, as a unit, are running much more efficiently. And I think that whatever this past year was, as awesome as it was and as sucky as it was in some instances, I think is going to be a great learning experience for them. And I hope that, I'm bullish on the fact that, like, they just need to buckle down and really, really be more than the sum of all their parts. So Anna's saying, agree to disagree then. Have yet to see a valid argument to Soulbound Cards, which does not have a better option available. Agree to disagree, Anna. I mean, I'm not even saying that I'm right or that you're wrong. I just see it differently is all. So Love Weird is alpha on your stream, but he was very subdued on the talk. I know. I mean, what was funny? When I saw him talk on the thing, somebody asked a specific question, and I'm assuming it's because they saw it on the stream, where they're like, "Oh yeah, what do you think about what is it, Battle Pass or free to play or something?" And then Weird is just like, "I want to have that conversation behind closed doors." And I was like, what was Sunday? And my conspiracy theory hat went off, and I'm just like, I wonder if somebody had a talking to Weirdbeard on Monday morning that was just like, we saw your stream earlier, and we'd appreciate if you not go and talk about this on a public stream. I don't know that happened. I'm not saying that happened, but maybe I think for Weirdbeard, the town hall, and actually I respect this, even if nobody talked to him, right? Or nobody silenced him. I respect the fact that he doesn't want to talk about it on an official channel like the town hall, but he can talk about it on unofficial channels like mine, where it's just like, this is a really cool idea, and I can talk about this as Weirdbeard the person, not Weirdbeard the employee to the company, right? But when you're on a town hall, official town hall, you can't say that because you are by default Weirdbeard the employee, and you don't want to make promises or talk about things that haven't really been discussed internally. So in that sense, I totally understand where Weirdbeard is coming from, right? The public forum of the town hall was not the right place for him to be bringing up those ideas. Those do need to happen behind closed doors or in internal meetings. So I get where he's coming from. And I respect the fact that he approached it that way, even though when he first said it, I was like, what did we just do yesterday? But in thinking about it from that perspective, I think he did the right thing. So I tried to get Weirdbeard to talk about his 3 points, but he stayed silent. I was kind of surprised. Yeah, so that's just what I was addressing. Maybe they can create a soulbound set that can be used in rank like Gladius, but can only be acquired through grinding, then have the option to unbound them. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I don't think the team has really even thought through all the stuff that they've talked about. Not in a bad way, but it's just like they need to think through this. I think that this is from a high level direction that they want to pursue, but they haven't thought through all the details. Thriving businesses need to cater to their customer base and also need new customers to replace those customers who leave or die, or for whatever reason they are no longer interested in your product. Look, guys, I'm not saying we don't. I am just being provocative when I say we don't need new players or that I don't want new players. Of course I do, right? I'm just trying to highlight what the motivations are at the extremes for why people say certain things. And hopefully you guys can understand that. I stream this game publicly on YouTube. I tell people about it all the time. It's not that I don't want new people here. I'm just trying to say, like, what is your true motivation for wanting that? Because as a player, I don't think that there's any I don't think there's any validity to saying that, oh, as a player, I think my game experience would be better by someone else coming in and buying up cards, right? Or that demand coming in. It's incongruent to me. Because if anything, it makes my game experience much more difficult, because now the game, it then becomes much more expensive in that way. But as an investor, I get it. And I do have both hats on. So I understand. Okay, so I guess GLX is now dead, or at least we'll hit the bottom. GLX is not dead, but the hype, I think, is dying. They can include it in the season chests. Gets 1 pack every 20 chests. Yep. Here's a thought. Will people start unstaking tons of GLX to cash out, and then the total amount staked plummets? Then people that didn't unstake get huge returns? Maybe. You never know. I'm sure there are a lot of people panicking right now, especially those who aped in without really thinking through the consequences. But I don't want anybody to get burned. After Sound is the best. We appreciate what you. Oh, well, I appreciate you, SPR Stoner. Thanks for coming around and being part of the community. I thought new players was the number one thing the team needed to do. Now I understand after hearing Rearbit, it is improving the game first. The new players will come in. Agreed. What is going on, Dragon? Hello. All right, Supreme Victory Network. Not going to lie, Splinter Forge made me a little bullish. The possibility of using your Splinter assets in other games is super hype. Guys, yes, I think this is the time for builders to come in and really start doing stuff around Splinterlands. If you believe in Splinterlands, the company, and I still do, right? I still do. They put themselves in a position to make sure that they can survive an even worse bear market. We were just talking about how Max Payne has not been felt yet, and it's going to get worse. So if you believe in their ability to survive, maybe even thrive over the next 12, 18, 24, 36 months, now is the time that you should be building stuff tangentially related or, around there. So Splinter Forge is definitely one, but I think we can see a lot of other games. I mean, does anybody here code? I would still love to make Angry Scavos, which is just a ripoff of Angry Birds, but using all of the Scavo cards. Right. So I like bots. But it's not a level playing field even within bots. If they release data or the game management program, bots versus bots is fun, in my opinion. Playground for programmers. Yeah, that's not fun for me. I would watch maybe at maximum one game of two bots playing chess against each other, just because I'd be curious to see what it would look like. But then after that, I wouldn't care. I'd want to see the people. So game needs to be sufficiently complex. That isn't solved easily though. Okay, I'll agree with that. So do you think if rewards cards become soulbound, it means the cards could be better, maybe summoners? I don't know, Stever. I think summoners might be an option now. But actually, no, I disagree with that. I still think that they want to incentivize people spending money in the game. So I doubt that we will ever see another summoner as a reward card, because they want to incentivize people to own cards. And I don't think that putting summoners in rewards actually disincentivizes that. So, investing is not dead, it's sleeping. It took 25 years for VR to catch up, but it might take Splinterlands 10 to 20 years before any investment in the game will make great strides. For now, just play. Yep. I'm just viewing it as a game. Playing the game is not an investment for me. I mean, I say this all the time. If you are looking at the ROI of your time from playing the game, you're doing it wrong, because this is not where you should be spending your time. If you're trying to make money, there's better ways to do it per hour, right? So Splinter Forge is a lot of fun if you haven't played it yet. Rare Raptor reached out to me and I feel bad because I just never got around to it. I joined the Discord and then I just fell off, but I do want to give it a try. So what's up, Dennis? This is a moment to get into GLX. I'm still bullish. All right, you go for it, bro. I have no idea what's going to happen to GLX, but at least in the short term, I'm waiting for them to actually have a project, actually have the project launch. So Dragon, 3 true for Bulldog. He's awesome. Tilly Tot, soulbound reward cards is a terrible idea for that reason. The more uneven playing fields you make, the less people will want to come into the game. Oh, well, again, I agreed with this, or at least I voiced this as a potential opinion. So. And Magic. All right. Splinter Force set to launch January 2nd. Yep. So Tilly Tots. What's more fun than coming into a game and getting crushed because you weren't here early enough to get beaten by? That's exactly my thought. So I was also thinking about a guild with a subscription model. They offer delegations, market trends, good combos, stuff like that. Huh. Could be something. Have you seen Non-Card Market is on QA, ready for next week? Ooh, that would be sweet. I did not see that it's on QA, but I'm not surprised. JB, for Steppen, do you find yourself walking more because of it? Yeah, I mean, it's still good for I consider my ROI on health, right? Because it's like, oh, I got, X amount of time free and I was planning to, do something anyway. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a run. Jim Morgan is in the house. Yo, this guy hates new players. Boo this man. Yeah, screw all the new players. I don't want to make new player content. I only want it for OGs and for people who've been around for a while. Excuse me. Agree after sound with you about Weirbeard. He is a smart dude. He is, Jim 2 gold foiled Morgan. I love that. 2 GF. Can we just shorten it to TGF? So Jim TGF Morgan. You were surprised to see her on the town hall. You should have Aftersound DAO fund. You should have the Aftersound DAO fund a Hive project. Okay. I'm going to talk about something with you guys that is in the works right now, or at least just having conversations. So, Foyer, if you guys remember Foyer, had him on a little while back, has really got me thinking about Web 3.0 versus Web 2.5. And we've just been having fun talking back and forth about, ideas. So I don't know what this looks like, and I don't even know if we're going to go anywhere with it. But I agree that there's a lot of opportunity to build, especially now in a bear market, if you can do it. And I'm just saying that I'm intrigued by the thought of it. Something that if you're following me on Twitter or Instagram, you've been seeing. There's something cool coming next week on November 29th. So exactly a week from today, I will be releasing something that hopefully should be fun for you guys in the community. And then shortly after that, there'll be a larger project that I'm going to try and get involved with and launch here. So I won't say anything else about it right now because I'm still trying to figure out the full details. It's going to start small-ish, but the idea of creating a project that is Web3 from the start, meaning that it is decentralized from the beginning, is fascinating to me. And having those conversations has only made me more fascinated. So I don't know what the time frame for something like this looks like, but I'm excited to potentially try to do something cool, whether it's Splinterlands adjacent or its own thing entirely. We'll see. This next thing coming, the thing coming on the 29th is going to be Splinterlands adjacent. So there'll be Rooney adjacent too, which is going to be fun. All right, so Dice saying, I think after Tower Defense, I'd totally take a tactics game using SPL assets, even go Fire Emblem, and unit dies, it's burned. Interesting. Can you give me an example of a tactics game? I'm not up to date on my gaming etymology. That's not the right word. My gaming glossary. What's the right word? Crap. I'm struggling right now. Terminology. Did you hear that? It's terminology. I'm not up to date on my gaming terminology. That's what it is. All right, we're back. Yes, please. Tactics are an old school JRPG, turn-based combat, and they have different spells and abilities while they level up. Raul, what's going on? Long-lived Splinterlands. Well, they just extended their life last week, so that's hopefully a good sign. GLX pushing down to 10 cents. Panic. I should have sold more this morning. Oh, no, I did sell some this morning. Where are we at right now? Also, how are we doing with Mexico and Poland? We're at halftime? Oh, we just came back out of halftime. It's still 0-0. Okay. I wonder if SPL could open up the non-card market for other games to bring them in. That'd be interesting. Add some value there. Jim 2 girlfriends Morgan? Is that what GF means? Because I'm single. Nah, dude, you're not single. You got two Lady Luxes in your hand. Talk us about charts prices. Oh gosh, I don't even want to look at the charts right now. Let's see. I mean, Bitcoin is back up today, so that's a good sign. Let's see. Actually, where is Bitcoin? So curious. 16.1. All right. So it's a green day for Bitcoin, slightly. All right. So GLX down to 12.5 cents. Yeah, not surprised. DEC is still struggling. What did you guys think of the DEC bonds that they were talking about? That sounds like a whale only thing, because I highly doubt they're going to let you buy like 500 DEC and get a return on it. It sounded like it's going to be a minimum of like 500,000 DEC. Again, I don't have any details. I'm just going with the example that Matt gave. So SPS 0.38. Dude, these validator nodes, there's so much FUD around validators right now because they're about to strip the rewards. How sad. Because I went heavy on validators, and that sucks. So if you could trade a gold foil for a girlfriend in the non-card market later this week. Oh, if only you could trade a gold foil. Well, hey, just wait until VR. Then Lady Lux is gonna be she'll be your virtual girlfriend. And then Jim Morgan will have 2 of them. Or the other way around. All right, so it needs to be an expensive card though. Well, I can't wait for that after sound. Yeah. Exciting stuff coming from my end, guys. I'll talk more about it next week when it's out, and then we'll see where it's going. Yo, who are you yelling at and pointing at? The wall, which that's who I talked to right here. Tactics games are similar to chess, but actually fun. Tap down, moving pieces around a big man. Interesting. Okay, I am not familiar with any of them, so I'll have to go check it out. I mean, I want them to do more, maybe not as complicated as that. I want them to do more arcade stuff, which I think is the direction that Hardpoint wants to go. So I'm waiting for the Candy Crush of Splinterlands, right? The moment we can get a Candy Crush and my mom can jump into the game and not have to think through the tokenomics, whatever, but just has a fun game to play where she can earn a little DEC here and there or whatever, that'd be kind of cool. Lady Lux would have been a great name for the card. Yeah, you're right, Virus. Good to see you here, by the way. It's funny you mentioned that, because it's like, I don't know, part of me is just like, okay, this is the idea, all right? And again, I'm not saying that this is the idea. I'm just saying the community is so opinionated on what the team should be doing, that what happens if you were to create a Splinterlands type game that is essentially completely decentralized from the get-go, right? And this is what Foye was talking about with it being, started being actually Web 3.0 rather than Web 2.5, where you start off centralized, but then you move towards a decentralized manner, even though I don't know that, according to Foye, they'll never fully get there, right? It's always going to be Web 2.5. But you start a game where it's literally born from scratch, and you use like a DAO structure to create something that the community wants to see. And then the community immediately starts voting on everything, right? Like, what does the artwork look like? Who do we hire for artists? Do we host contests? What are the devs focusing on next, right? It's an interesting concept, and I like it. That's all I'm going to say. So in 2 years, I cry when I remember this video, seeing the validators price it. Yeah, I mean, I just hope the validators can recover so that I can dump them on the market. No, just kidding. I hope that, I hope they recover from my own sanity. All right, so notice how all asset balloons are turning down except Rift Watchers. Why? What's your conspiracy theory on that? It's because Rift Watchers are sold in ultimate dollars. Actually, so are validators. The Rift Watchers cards are still pretty good. Good morning, Harris. Good to see you here. We'll call her Lady Lux from now on. You're losing it after sound, my man yelling at the wall. You spelled "you're" wrong. Sorry, I'm a grammar Nazi. Hello, Harris, says Gaddy the Magic. So Alex saying, I mean, we own all our cards. If y'all are really that mad, you can make your own Splinterlands, right? See? Hey, Gaddy, the GLX price dumped. Not sure if it's a good idea to buy or to continue selling. Need financial advice. So you're not going to get any from me, especially not about GLX. I'm not doing any content for that right now. It's too hot to touch. Splinterlands forever. Lady Lux will be kicking down your door if you keep banging the wall. Knock 3 times. What up, Lady Lux? The only problem I see is everyone is arguing about the right way to proceed, but if they all would just do it my way, there would be less arguments. We don't even know what your way is, Chris. I think no one is buying Rift Watchers or no one is opening packs. Where is that at right now? That's a good question. I have not been tracking this. I think packs are still being sold, even if it's for smaller amounts, but Rift Watchers, 879,000 packs purchased. Looks like 6.7% are unopened, but out in circulation. I don't know. There's still a lot of cards to open up, but I think people are just focusing on like the important ones from there. Thank you for correcting it. That means a lot. Harris, I'm restaking my GLX, swapping about 25% for vouchers. Just financial advice. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue to sell 50-50. Maybe I will reassess that if GLX drops to single digits, specifically like 6 or 5 cents or below. But yeah. So Jim Morgan saying that's why I spill your can't be easier. Or you are. Yes, look at that. Jim Morgan with the true life hack here. I can never say anything. I can't bring the grammar hammer down on him. I've never said that before, but that's actually a great term, grammar hammer. I don't know where I'm going to use that again, but I'm going to use it. All right, so 40K Rift Watcher packs sold. The last 3 weeks, can we get an average on that? 40,000 divided by 7. No, divided by 21. Sorry. 2,000 packs per day, which would, at this price, that's 1,900 packs, but let's say 1,904. What is the EC at? 5 divided by 0.00063 times 1,900. 1904. Yo, check this out. Check this out. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. If they just switch the Rift Watchers thing to price it at $5 DEC market value versus $5 DEC at PEG, we'd be burning 7,900 DEC per pack sold. Sorry, not burning. We'd burn a portion of it, and the rest of it will go to the DAO, which we can assume is locking up out of circulation. And that means every single day we'd be removing 15 million DEC from the game or from circulation. Now, 15 million, is that a lot in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. In 3 weeks, that's, oh yes, it is. It's 300 million, and we have 6.3 billion. Are you kidding me? This is the answer. This is the answer to push DEC back up to its peg. I don't know. In the great words of Nerd Cthulhu from the thing, I don't know whose leg I need to hump to get this proposal, but they should price it the same way that they price it as what is that called? The same way that they price it as holy crap, why can't I think right now? Same way they price it as node licenses. Are you kidding me? That's 100 million per week. It's not going to get us there right away, but the lower DEC goes, the more DEC gets locked up in the DAO. I love this idea. I don't love all my ideas, but I do love this one. So Brian's asking Decrop's advice. I have $300. It looks like buying crop token from Hive Engine would yield more crop power than beta packs. What's your pick? Sorry, this is financial advice, so I can't really give it to you. Financial advice, though, I would say, I don't know what's happening with the tokenomics of Decrops. It's fascinating to me how they use it for the game, but I don't see how there's any kind of mechanism to push the price of crop actually higher. So if you're looking at this from, I get more value from buying crop tokens in the game, then go for it. If you're looking at it, I guess this is financially related somewhat, but if you're looking at it as like, I will own the packs that I buy, And those cards can bring me value and fun in the game if I choose to open them in the future, or maybe once beta sells out, they do go up in value. Again, I'm not saying that that's financial advice or that will happen. I think those are two ways to look at it. So I mean, I'm holding a lot of packs and I'm holding a lot of crop token, but yeah, already getting screwed by the market. Who needs a girlfriend? Renee, what's going on? I have not checked out Splinter Forge yet. I need to. I've just been so busy trying to get Aftertown to play Splinter Forge. Yes, I do need to try it, and I do want to try it soon. So the Chunies in the house. Hopefully they get more capital into the game, which is at the top of their things to do. Hoping they do not have to sell so much equity. Agreed. All right. So Brian's saying Riftwatcher got a strong floor price at $4.2, even when Hive dumped. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see, but again, that's because the price of Riftwatcher packs doesn't move with the market. It's $5 in SPS no matter what the price of SPS is, and I think that the price it should be priced in DEC no matter what the price of DEC is. Dude, we could be locking up a ton of DEC every single day. Like 100 million a week. To me, that's awesome. We're not doing anything with the DAO funds yet. And how many weeks would that take? Hold up. To burn through all of that? I mean, granted, the price of DEC will probably continue to rise over time because there'll be less and less. So we'll be locking up less and less, but that also solves the problem of getting us back to peg without changing anything fundamentally or pissing off people who bought Riftwatchers during the pre-sale. Not after sound humping legs. So Raul was saying a part of the DEC equation does not work for me, and it is when people buy credits and then cards in the market. Where do those generated DEC come from? When they buy credits and then cards in the market, that DEC is a cash that a supply that the team is holding. And so they essentially facilitate the back end of those transactions because they take the credits as, and put it under like not company revenue, but it's fiat that they can then use for whatever the case is. And then they pay out DEC on the other side. So it's kind of like a transaction for them. Sorry, not a transaction. It's a conversion for them so that they have operating income that they can use. At least that's my understanding of it. So I think they need to give people a reason to buy packs weekly, whether it be to get ECR or generated or as part of a battle pass purchase. That could be a benefit. Yeah, and the ECR one is a tough thing to answer. So Alex is saying that's assuming the same number will buy it for DEC. Does it make it more expensive if you use DEC? No, it doesn't make it more expensive. It's just like right now, when you go in, you have to pay $5, right? I can't go in right now, but you have to pay $5 just to buy Riftwatcher packs. But at the time that you go in, you need to be holding $5 worth of SPS that they'll determine there. All I'm saying is that they should switch that to DEC. And if they did that, that would actually be locking up a lot more DEC from the market, because instead of pegging it 5,000 DEC per, now we'd be locking up almost 8,000 DEC per transaction. And for people saying like, oh, well, there's no demand for Riftwatcher sales, so we need to put it at peg value so that we can increase that demand. I mean, I'm going with Gathering the Magic's numbers, so I'm trusting Gathering the Magic on this, but we've sold 40,000 packs over the last 3 weeks. So there is demand there, as little as it is. So I just think that this is a great way to lock up a ton of DEC in the DAO where it doesn't need to be touched until we can get everything else back, to normal. The demand is still going to be there. People who still want to buy some, that demand will probably continue to decrease, but we'll eat up a lot of DEC every single day. If they'd done this and implemented it, if they proposed it that way, I would have voted yes. If people had voted yes, they could have implemented it. And over the past 3 weeks, we would have locked up 300 million DEC just based on where the prices are at. Of course, I'm oversimplifying a lot. But with today's prices of DEC being there, we'd still lock up 300 million DEC. I don't know. To me, that's It's worth it. It's worth thinking about. Game is back up. All right, cool. Amazon, are you thinking a higher DEC price adds value to the balance sheet on the asset side? I don't think I understand what you're saying, but if I take a stab at it, I would say that I think the team just wants DEC at peg value so that whatever they have on, I don't even know if they have it on their balance sheet, but whatever they have, they can operate it with, they're not losing money essentially. Because keep in mind, every time you buy a Chaos Legion pack, every time you buy a new Chaos Legion pack, that goes to the team as company revenue. So right now, Chaos Legion packs are selling for like what, $2.40 versus $4, right? So yeah, I mean that's kind of not a great thing for the company earning revenue. They want that higher up so they can consider it revenue at full value. I know I need to get a battery for the beeping thing. I will take care of it after this. It's so funny that you heard it though. That means the microphone's pretty good. You're building a great platform. Need any support on future ventures? Hit me up. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Wild Hog. Really, I do. You've been incredibly supportive, and not just here, but within even just like the map chat and all the stuff that you do there for me. So I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'll be able to talk about this more soon. I'm wondering if I should talk about it today, but I think I want to think through a little bit more. But all I'll say is this. Just to give you guys a little teaser since you're here hanging out with me. I meant it when I said months ago when Rooney was introduced that I wanted to turn my Rooney into a brand. And that's my plan. And I'm trying to take the first step to that next week. So hopefully we'll get something cool with it. All right. So thanks for the answers. Share from DEC owned by the team. Yes. So the team is always going to hold some DEC just not for their like personal or company coffers, but they hold it so that they can process transactions, especially those that are paid out or that are paid to them in credits, right? And credits are a great way for them to bring new money into the game. That's fiat being transferred in. They get to transfer that value and essentially convert it from fiat into DEC in the game. They have it or buy it off the market. Yeah, people were really upset about the whole, people were upset because they felt like it was market manipulation when they used the Rooney funds to buy DEC off the market and push it back up closer to peg. Now, I don't think that that's market manipulation. They weren't hiding it. They weren't doing anything nefarious. The team needs to have and hold some DEC to process credits transactions. So I actually think that it was smart financially for them to come in and buy DEC when it was low, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again now because for every dollar that they spend, they need to hold DEC, right? Just to process credits. So for every dollar that they spend now, they're getting a huge discount on the amount of DEC. Each dollar that they spend isn't going to be 1,000 DEC. It's going to be like 1,300 or whatever the number comes out to be. So they're getting more value by buying the DEC off the market. Now, does that raise the price? Yeah. Is it market manipulation? From a technical standpoint, sure. But then isn't everything market manipulation, right? When more people buy or heavy whales buy, then the price goes up. So I don't view it as like a nefarious market manipulative activity. I look at it as them actually being smart. Now, the question then becomes, and I can agree to a certain extent, should they have spent the Rooney funds on buying DEC? I don't know. Like, I don't know where the company expenses and business expenses and all that stuff goes, but they chose to do that. I'm going to respect it for whatever it's worth. And it did, if you think about it, it did push DEC back up to peg. So it is possible for us to get there. The problem is that we still just have too much in supply. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Wait, you're using Magic's numbers? That guy don't make custom thumbnails for his videos. I don't make custom thumbnails for my videos either. If you guys notice, I try to be really, really boring with my thumbnails. And I try to be really boring with my titles too. Every time I put out a clickbaity title, I try to call myself out in the first minute of the video. Ooh, I do have a clickbaity title video coming out soon though. I mean, I haven't even recorded it, but I put out that video about DEC the other day, was it? What video did I put out? Hold on. How long will it take to eat through the DEC supply? Oh shoot, man. Why are you making me log in again? All right, I'm not gonna do this now. How long will it take to eat through the DEC supply? And I had, this is not a flex, it's just interesting information I'm sharing with you. I had several DEC whales reach out to me to talk about the thing. Not in a bad way, but they were just like, I want to just, give you my perspective as a DEC whale on some of the things that you said right and some of the things you said wrong. So I had some interesting conversations in that. And part of it was talking about a potential a potential death spiral for DEC. And I'm not going to get into the specifics now because I want to create, or I at least want to talk through it when my head's a little bit more clear. But and I'm not trying to create FUD, but it was an interesting thought experiment if there is a potential death spiral for DEC. But it's not created in the same way as Luna, so I didn't necessarily agree. I think that there is some risk with DEC, but a lot of that value would still get transferred over to SPS is the short. SPS going to 0 if no SPS sinks. Oh, SPS. There was so much promise and potential just a year ago. We all thought that it was going to be amazing. Crypto Ace, but you can convert for DEC, buy regular foil licenses and stake. What? Okay. I mean, I don't think that there should be any sinks. We don't necessarily need sinks for SPS. I think we should be getting more sinks for DEC. We need to burn enough DEC, or more importantly, create the demand for DEC through products, innovations, features within the company, and offerings that we start burning more DEC than there is in the marketplace, meaning that people will need to start burning SPS. Therefore, the value of SPS goes up because if DEC is consistently at or even above its peg slightly, a lot of people will opt then to buy SPS to burn for that DEC. The Chuny, I know it's been said before, me to say it again. DAO should buy CL packs. I vote yes. I'm not opposed to it, but yeah. Sup, fam? Yep, vouchers are the forgotten stepchild. I worry more about SPS price than DEC. The thing is, what they've tried to do is tie SPS utility directly to DEC utility. So it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I like the tokenomics flywheel structure. That's awesome. Like, it did really well for Luna, and you solved for the death spiral issue, right? But you're not giving that utility to DEC that we really need. I know it's been said before, and the DAO should buy CL packs. I vote yes. Wait, didn't you just say that? The Chuny with soulbound reward cards, more sell stress will be on SPS, as the at will be look to monetize rewards. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I think there can only be so much sell pressure on SPS. At some point, you're going to get people who realize that, oh, I shouldn't be playing this game as an investment, and I'm going to leave. And to me personally, I think that that's fine. The team receives 4,000 DEC per pack, which is worth $2.60 right now. Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about. Then they launch a Lux campaign, pump DEC to 0.9, and dump DEC. So maybe they receive. I don't know that they were the ones that dumped DEC, but get your tinfoil hat on, I suppose. All right, so you don't for live streams, but you do for your videos. You add text to the title of the game. You talking about my clickbaity stuff? Soulbound reward cards will increase sell pressure on SPS unless it stays staked from ranked rewards. That is all left to monetize. Yep. But again, this is what I'm saying. People who want to collect SPS for the long term and want to go long on SPS rather than short on SPS, or who don't want to farm the games. Those are the only people that'll be left. And like I said, I think, here's my other hot take. I think the game would be just fine with 5,000 players. 5,000 players who understood it and the economy was sustainable, because then from that point onwards, you'd only get people who understood that this is a pretty cool game where you get to own your assets, and we could rebuild from there. GLX is priced the same as vouchers at the moment. Interesting. Must be a fun swap. Level Up Life in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you here. I've been swapping GLX for vouchers. Very cool. Wake me up when the bottom is in. Some people believe the bottom is now. I think, and I just said this to someone else again in the comments. To me, the bottom for Splinterland specifically is going to be Land. When Land Phase 2 or Land 2.0, whatever it is, I think it's Phase 2, is released, you will see a lot of people exit from the game, in my opinion. There's a lot of people hyped up on Land right now. A lot of people want it to be like a AAA game when it launches, but they are very MVP. To me, it's going to be basic. To me, I think it's going to be pretty much like a DeFi farming platform that's just going to include, all the different resources in the game. It'll be fun for people who like the DeFi elements, but I don't think there will be anything from a gameplay perspective right away. From a gameplay perspective, it will be, you buy, sell items and spells, and you'll be able to use those. But I do highly expect many people whose expectations have hit astronomical levels over the past couple of years for Land. I expect them to be truly disappointed, and for that to be the capitulation moment. And I'm hoping that coincides with a pivot from the Fed, right? So maybe we truly bottom out middle of next year, hopefully. And then from there we can start to rebuild. I'm still bullish on Land. It's just what people expect it to be. I don't think we're going to get for another decade, or another bull run, maybe a couple bull runs for the team to actually get the money to create something. Like, people are thinking like, oh yeah, I can't wait to like walk on my land. I'm just like, okay, like I want that too. But that's not going to happen in 6 months. That might not even happen in 6 years. I mean, we have to see where the development of VR gets to, if it takes any kind of, further mainstream role. And I am, or used to be involved in a lot of VR related projects. And then we have to see, like, if there's mass adoption on VR, that it makes sense for the team to go out and actually hire VR developers to go and map out and create Praetoria on that level. So yeah, that's a 10-year project, not a 10-month project. All right, will be a long nap. So while I was saying dollar value for the company is translated into dollar value for the player, SPS is sorting itself out. That's why I voted against the DEC for Rift Watchers. Wildhog, would you be open to DEC for Rift Watchers at market value, which is what I've been talking about? Because I would, in a heartbeat, I would vote for that. And I know people are like, oh, that doesn't really solve the problem. Bulldog actually responded to my tweet and was like, that doesn't solve the demand problem. And I'm like, well, it's a very easy middle ground that can get many people on board, and it starts to solve other problems too. So DEC bonds is an interesting idea, but this is a game. But I bet Matt loves it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the player in me was like rolled my eyes with the DEC bonds idea. The investor in me thought, that could be cool. Alexa, stop. I'm not talking to you. I don't know. All right, so Lux at 675. I saw Lux at 620 earlier. You missed out, Alex. Level Up Life got you into the game? No way. Level Up Life is cool, dude. Good man. Awesome content creator too. Make sure you guys go check out and support his channel. Land hype. I can't wait for MMORPG on Land. That'd be pretty cool. Abdesound, what role do you see SPS playing going forward? A lot of ROI is computed based on its price. What role do I see SPS playing going forward? I think SPS, I don't know. SPS is just a weird space where it's like a reward token, but it's also a governance token. My hope is that SPS becomes more and more difficult to acquire. We have another like 4+ years of it being given out like candy, but that should reduce over time. And as more and more SPS gets burned, the scarcity should help. And as long as the team is driving utility to DEC, I think we'll be okay. But we really need to get through this next. I don't know how long it'll take for them to get DEC back to peg, because I think it's safe to say they've tried and failed a couple of different ways. So I think we'll get there eventually. I think shutting off the faucets was a great step. And I know the team doesn't really look at it that way. I shouldn't say the team doesn't look at it that way. Many people, including the team, look at it as like a very minimal impact, right? Because it's like, if you just look at the 70 million that was being printed, reduce those, and then look at our burn rate, which is, I think, was about anywhere between 80 to 90 million. That's still going to take like 6 years, right? At that rate. But it still significantly reduces the amount of time. And so now, if there's no DEC being printed, and I think leaderboards is going to be the last thing that needs to be reworked and removed, because 7 million a month still sucks, right? Like, I don't want there to be any DEC printed. So if that ends up being the case, we could get into a crazy opportunity moment that hopefully coincides with a bull run. I wouldn't mind if it happened before the bull run, where you have the flywheel effect of SPS being this token that people want to own because, one, it gives them access to things like vouchers, for example. It gives them a say in the game if they feel like the governance structure is functional. And it also gives them, I guess those are the two main things. I mean, you earn it, so that's kind of cool. But at the same time, that does create some sell pressure on it. The sell pressure is going to have to come from somewhere. But the idea is hopefully the demand for DEC will be able to offset the selling pressure on SPS, even in the long run, as SPS is continue to be used as a reward token. What you would want is for that DEC demand to be so high that more people are buying SPS every day to burn for DEC, that it offsets the sell pressure. And therefore, that flywheel continues to push SPS up and up and up. And I hope and pray that there's never a proposal that says we should print a little bit more SPS because we're running low. I would rather SPS go to $1,000 and we have way few of it, or way little of it. But we'll see what the game looks like in 6 years. Alex is saying, Sound, talk about how you can only own Waka, Lux, Rooney, and Allmax cards to go to Champ. I don't think Waka is required for Champ. I don't even know that Lux is required for Champ. People are doing it before that. And Rooney is definitely not required for Champ because it's not even playable in the game. I don't know what you're getting at. Land will sort a lot of issues, but a while away. Yeah, I mean, I think land will sort some issues, Wild Hog. Just speaking honestly, I think land will sort a good amount of issues, but there's also a chance that it creates a bunch of other issues if you're going to be bringing a ton of resources into the mix here. And I'm not saying that that's going to be game breaking, but it will require the team's focus heavily. Virus saying, I fully believe that land won't be much different than Rising Star type game for the first year or two. Yeah, I can see that. Click to earn. I mean, it's going to be, hey, do you want to put monsters and stake monsters on here? For every monster you put, or for this amount of CP, there's different levels of maybe, how much resources you earn and all that. Like, again, I'm just totally guessing. I have no idea. But that's my thought. Wrong. Lux is 4K plus. Yeah, for the gold foil ones. All right, so maybe the spells we will eventually get from land should be available in chess prior to land to introduce new gameplay. Yeah, again, that's going to be another barrier for new players that they need to think about. So Matt's reply to the bond idea was great. He said instead of paying more DEC for DEC, he wanted the interest to be in SL products. Yeah, Level Up Life. I when Aggie said that, I was just like, oh no, he likes HBD too much. That's not good. I'm just like, what does he expect? Are they just going to print more DEC to as a yield on the DEC they currently have? That doesn't make sense. So I agree that Matt's reply to that was great. My worry when it comes to the bond idea, and I'm all for it. I think it should be introduced and see what happens. But here are my concerns just on the front end with the little knowledge that we have. My worry is that those bonds will be probably like secondary tokens in the market and could be treated like vouchers if there's no utility or use case for them until land comes out. And it's like, okay, if they're going to put this out by the end of the year or early next year and land gets delayed, they're just going to fall in value, and people have likened it to vouchers as like, oh, here's something that you can buy that is going to have future value at some point. Now, land will eventually come, and I do believe that land will come in 2023. That's at least some form of it functionally will come by the end of December 2023, right? So a year plus from now. I hope that they're able to stick their timelines and we get land phase 2 middle of next year, but I'm willing to give them until end of 2023 for that. So if you're willing to hold on and can do it, that's great. I think, again, this is going to be a whale food type of deal. And usually whales have much longer time preferences than the rest of the general market. So, if a whale can look at that and say, I'm going to buy, a DEC bond for 500,000 DEC, if it promises me 600,000 DEC worth of value on my land in the future, awesome, right? Again, I don't know. That's what, a 20% return. I don't know if it'll be much higher or lower than that, but whatever the case is, landowners or heavy landowners in the game will probably be the ones that will be investing in it. And if they've been this patient with land so far, I think that them eating up that value now will actually be good for the game in the short run. In the medium run, we could get a lot more complaining if land continues to get delayed. But again, that complaining would happen from the whales, not the plankton. But keep in mind, the whales have a much larger stake in the game when it comes to SPS. And so just something to think about. How would you feel about stopping DEC withdrawals in whatever form that takes? What do you mean withdrawals? No, not ever. The moment anything is stopped from being withdrawn is the moment I'm just like, oh, this is just Celsius or FTX all over again. Yeah, no, not a fan of that. I don't know what you mean by that, but if I understood that the way that you meant it or the way that you wrote it, yeah, no. Do plots go up ahead of land 0.5 next month? That's a financial advice question. I have no idea. I'm not buying plots. I have zero interest in rolling the dice on land. That's way too expensive of a dice roll for me. CryptoAce, though, thinks that plots will rise, in my honest opinion, but after everyone claims it will drop. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to buy all those common deserts from you guys for like $20, $25. That's gonna be great. When those are selling on the market, I'll be scooping them up. Maybe even less than $20. Now that would be interesting. So why does everyone keep talking about burning SPS for DEC? I thought that was just a safety mechanism to prevent a Luna situation, not something that will prop up the price of SPS. What am I missing? Okay, smash, boom, bam. This is not a safety mechanism. This is a one-way flywheel that is supposed to drive all of the value for SPS into DEC. Sorry, all of the value for DEC or utility into SPS, one way or another. The problem with Luna was that you could do a two-way burn. You could burn Luna for UST, which is their stable coin, and then you could burn UST back into Luna. And the problem was that when confidence in both tokens is shaken or is lost, there is quickly a death spiral that goes down. Now, the lesson learned from Splinterland's team is to not have a two-way burn. So therefore, you have the burn from the governance token, SPS to DEC, and then you have DEC backed by product, which is the innovative idea that Matt has, which I agree is innovative. We've never seen anything really like that, or at least not, it's not common. So the idea now is that everything of value in the game that's sold or transacted, or whatever, should be done in DEC. What you want to do is create so much freaking demand for DEC, whether that is through the current player base buying things, or in the future, think about it this way, right? In order to rent cars right now, you need to go and use DEC. Imagine a future where there's so many players in the ecosystem that just to go rent cards, you need to go buy DEC off the market. DEC is not going to be below peg, but there's so many players that continue buying DEC off the market because they just need it to transact, whether that's with renting cards, whether that's with doing transactions on land, or whatever the case is when that ends up happening, that the demand for DEC just as a transactional vehicle, right? So think about it as like a US dollar. So there's so many people, and just so that you can have all these little things running within the ecosystem, you just need a bunch of dollars, or in this case, DEC, for everybody to be able to work, right? To function appropriately. The idea then becomes, well, if the demand for DEC keeps rising, both through demand for products as well as demand from an increasing player base, so just more in circulation overall, then SPS would need to be burned, because the value of DEC would continuously shoot above its peg value, right? It's like, oh, you know what? I don't have any DEC in my account right now, but I want to go rent a kitty for a day or for a week or whatever the case is. Well, I need DEC to do that. I'm going to go buy some DEC off the market. And when I do, that's going to raise the price of DEC up. And every time it goes above its peg value of 1,000 DEC per dollar, some bot, or if you're fast enough, can come in and arbitrage by buying $1 worth of SPS off of the marketplace, burning it for 1,000 or 975 DEC, which technically at that time is worth more than $1. And essentially removing or burning that SPS and then selling it on the marketplace. So what do I mean by this? Let's say DEC actually, let me give you an example. We're going to use easy numbers here. Let's say DEC, there's so much demand on DEC that it keeps popping up to 20% above its peg, right? So instead of 0.001, it's 0.0012, right? That's the price of DEC. Let's say it pops up to there. Well, either a bot who's fast or somebody who's fast on the draw and will see this arbitrage and says, wait a second. I can go buy $1 worth of SPS, right? $1 worth of SPS, no matter what the price of SPS is. SPS could be 3 cents, SPS could be $3. But I can just go buy $1 worth of SPS. I can burn that SPS immediately, right? Again, doesn't matter how much SPS, it's just $1 worth of SPS. I can burn it immediately for 1,000 DEC that has a market value of 0.0012 times 1,000, which is equal to $1.20. So you see that arbitrage there and you say, well, if I can turn $1 into $1.20 immediately, I'm going to do that because I'm going to buy the SPS off the market, just $1 worth of SPS. I'm going to burn that SPS immediately, get $1.20 worth of DEC, and then go sell that DEC on the market. So what does that do? Two things. For DEC, it pushes the price back down because it creates sell pressure on DEC. And on SPS, it creates buy pressure because, again, it doesn't matter what the price of SPS is. All you need is $1 worth of SPS. So if people are constantly doing this, we are incentivizing the demand for DEC to be pushed over into SPS. So therefore, they go in, they buy that SPS to then burn it into DEC and then sell the DEC. And also, because that SPS is burned, it not only increases buy pressure, but it also increases scarcity or reduces supply. So just hopefully that made sense. And hold on, let me see. Somebody's messaging me here. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry. I gotta take care of something. All right. Where were we? Let me get the comments back up. All right, I'm probably gonna have to hop off soon, so let me just catch up on this. So 50% Atlanta region, 68 total. Almost all of them are pre-sale prices. These holders have made so much SPS airdrops. They had nothing to complain about. Yeah, but people still find them. I mean, here's the thing. They've made money, but the only valid complaint on land for me isn't financial. The valid complaint on land is I bought something because I wanted to play with it and it's not here yet. So they'll still complain for that reason, and I think it's a valid complaint. So yes, wish I was here during the land sale. They made bank. I think it's a small holders plus gang complaining. Lots of small fish bought a single plot as high as $800 a plot. Yeah, I mean, I my 2 plots I think I bought for between $400 to $500. So vouchers have fallen so low. I think whatever's coming next is going to require a lot of vouchers. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still going to continue selling. Son, what do you think are the top 3 things that have to happen in the next 6 months? I mean, I think they laid it out, right? We need to get some form of land out, even if it's just land phase 1. Rooney. Yeah, land, Rooney, and then something to help DEC. If they think that DEC bonds are the way, sure, but we need DEC to get back up the peg. That will put the whole economy in a much better situation. I don't doubt that. I mean, is it going to fix everything? No, but at the very least, everything won't continue to bleed. So I paid $150 for a plot, and I hope it's a good one. May buy a couple more to better my odds. Cycles within cycles within cycles. Splines as a game. Agreed. So you need to change your fire alarm battery. I know. I guess I have to go do that right after this. I hear you. Level up life. I will gladly mail you a battery and stepladder if needed. Thanks. This is just this morning. I haven't had a chance to take care of it, but I will go do it. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Raul is saying the new promo cards burn a lot of DEC. I know the refused proposal for burn DEC for Rift vouchers and licenses. The next coming promo cards burn a lot of vouchers and DEC. I don't think that they haven't announced that, Raul. I think that we're going to get some kind, Aggie talked about this end of the year sale. He didn't talk about it in yesterday's town hall, but in the emergency town hall last week, he mentioned something like, you'll get 1 BCX and maybe like a common promo card for every pack that you buy as part of this like end of the year sale. So to me, I'm just like, okay, well, that's going to incentivize every serious player who wants a maxed copy to buy 400 packs, which could be significant in terms of the amount of packs sold, as well as the amount of buy pressure that it puts on DEC. Because right now you can buy those packs for $2.6, right? Because of how low the thing is. So do you want to try Splinter Forge on stream right now? No, I unfortunately don't have time, Renee, but I will plan to maybe do that next week. We'll see. So Wild Hog, hello, level up live. All right, so Brian is saying maybe the team require 2 vouchers for Rebellion pack rather than reduce the voucher supply. Yeah, I don't know. To me, vouchers are, as much as I laugh at them and complain about them, they're totally secondary to getting DEC back to peg. I think once you can get DEC back to peg, then you can focus on vouchers. And also vouchers just in general they were a great idea a year ago. But the idea to then print them continuously And then to me, one of the death blows was giving them to node licenses. Just doesn't make sense. So we have way too many of them now, and I don't think, I don't know where the team is at in terms of planning out how vouchers get any kind of utilization. But as I've said, I will continue selling them, whether they drop to 5 cents. I will sell them every single day. But that's not because I don't want cool things in the future, but I don't trade vouchers or voucher value. And for me, when I got my nodes, that was the whole point of getting the nodes, was to use it as a passive income stream. Now, obviously, that passive income stream has turned into a small little trickle, but just on principle, I'm going to sell them every single day. There's no point in keeping them. I mean, sure, there is a point, but I don't have the patience or discipline to hold on for something like that. So my hope is that they just figure out how to use or utilize vouchers. Value goes back up, and then even if vouchers hit $1 again, I'm gonna keep selling them at $1. I'll sell them at $10. I'll sell them at 10 cents. It doesn't really matter. But that's how I view it. That's how I'm approaching it. So what do you think falls less from here, SPS cards or plots? I have no idea. SPS is much more or much less immune to or much more affected, I should say, by the general market. So if you think about where the stock market and Bitcoin could potentially be going, there's a lot there. Cards and plots tend to be, plots, I don't know. Plots could be decoupled in a sense, because it's like, if they mention something for land within a week or two, people, somebody said earlier, people might ape into plots because it's like, oh, finally, land is actually here. We can do something with it. So, that may not even fall. But if they come out in a couple of weeks and say, yeah, sorry, we didn't want to launch plots because, we didn't want to launch land 0.5 because such and such and such, and so we're going to wait until 2023. Plots will fall because of that, right? So, who knows? I remember selling a voucher at $20 each. Oh, I wish I had been selling vouchers at that time. It wasn't worth it for me. I love Dr. Blight, but man, Splinterlands was printing money a year ago, and it would have been great. Dr. Blight for the win. Selling for $40. Oh no, $50. Yeah, sounds about right. Yikes. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm distracted because I got to take care of something right now. Outside of the fire alarm, I have to take care of something right now. So I apologize for the abrupt stop, but I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving for those celebrating in here in the U.S. And if you're not, I hope you're having a good time and have a good rest of your week. I will try to keep the content coming. I'll be traveling tomorrow to Chicago, my hometown, to see some family and hang out and catch up. If you're in Chicago or in the Chicago area on Friday, I will be grabbing. This is an open invite, so I'm grabbing pizza, real Chicago deep dish pizza with Luthien. I believe Jim Morgan is coming as well, and it's just an open invite, so feel free to reach out to me. But we'll be doing that Friday afternoon, evening, just as like a little casual meetup for those in the area that may want to join. I don't think I'll be able to stream. My parents, I'm staying with my parents while I'm in Chicago, and their internet is awful. It's atrocious. So I would be hesitant to stream just because it would be way worse than this. So yeah. Otherwise, maybe we'll do something. Maybe I'll stream from my phone or something, or we'll just catch up and chat. But I will be there until either Sunday night or Monday. So next stream isn't until Tuesday. And like I said, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm posting little teasers every day for this project that's coming out, which I'm excited about, and hopefully, will be a fun thing for you guys to get involved with if you want to. It's going to be separate from like whatever happens here, but it'll just be something cool, something Splinterlands related, something Rooney related, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that is all I have. Smash Boom Bam, good to see you here. Wild Hog, as always, good to have you here. Keep building. I appreciate you, man. You just maxed yours out for $50. Woo, nice. Jim Morgan's going to be there. Chicago fam. Yeah. I mean, if you guys are in the Chicago area and want to join, just hit me up on Discord. We're grabbing pizza. So we'll catch you all later. All right. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Peace.